In today's video, we will talk about how to meditate really deeply, how to take wherever you are in your meditation practice right now and start making that practice deeper and deeper. So, I'm going to share with you my experience with what I found to be very, very helpful. And we'll try to say that, we'll try to discuss it in a way today that perhaps you haven't heard it before. Okay. So it'll just be like a shift in perspective that will help you see meditation in a different way that will bring great depth to your practice. So let's cover the intellectual component of it today first, and then we'll do a guidance on it to cover the experiential component. Both are important. You need to first understand what you are doing intellectually, right? And then you need to be able to implement that into your practice. Sometimes people really struggle is because they lean one towards one or the other. If you were to lean towards one or the other, then I would still only lean towards practice. Intellectual understanding isn't of utmost importance, but what I most likely see in people is like they lean towards only intellectual understanding because the mind somehow feels like if I intellectually understand it, it's somehow more satisfying and more beneficial to me than just practicing it. That is incorrect. So, only intellectual understanding will never bring depth in meditation. Only practice, experimentation, implementation, and consistency with all these brings depth. So, let's start talking about it. We're going to cover both aspects, okay? That's ultimately to set you up for the best success. So, let me pull up a visual here real quick. I want to this visual is going to make it much easier for us to discuss this. So if what I like to call this visual is the three layers of experience. This is the way that I would like you to, when you are practicing meditation, see your entire experience. Break it down into three layers. The outermost layer is the layer of material objects, the layer of the five sense perceptions. So these are all objects of sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. These are what we call this is physicality. This is the realm of physicality, right? What we call body and world. So this is the outermost layer of experience. This is the most dense, the most physical. When you take it one step subtler into the second layer of experience, it is less physical, less dense, more malleable. It is subtler than what the sense perceptions can perceive, right? You can't taste thoughts. The tongue is not the right instrument to perceive thoughts, yet thoughts are there. So to the tongue, thoughts are invisible. To the eyes and ears, thoughts are invisible. They don't exist, but thoughts are there, right? So the subtle layer of experience, we can call thoughts, emotions, sensations. These are subtler than what the sense perceptions can perceive, and they don't have physicality to them, right? But they feel very real and they are perceived. So, this is what I like to call the layer of mind, subtle objects. This is the second layer. Now we go even subtler than that, is what I like to call the layer of presence, which is also a sense of identity. I. It's the changeless I, which remains the same while all thoughts, emotions, sensations, while the body and the world are perceived to change. So, this is the inmost, subtlest, truest, most stable layer of experience. It's just ever presently shining. It is like the present moment. Why is it called the present moment? Because it is your presence. In your presence, all of experience comes and goes. So, this is the most stable, changeless layer of reality, the present moment in which all experience arises and subsides. It is here and now. No matter what your experience is, like right now, it's you watching this video, later it will be something else. It will always be here. It's just simply here. So, why am I telling you all this? Why am I telling you to see experience in this way, breaking it down into three layers? How is this going to help you with your meditation practice and going deeper? In meditation, one way we can describe meditation is we are learning to lose our fixation upon objects of the physical and the mental. And we are trying to go subtler. We're trying to go subtler and subtler in our experience. If you see throughout the day, you're just totally lost in the physical and the mental. Your entire focus, care, your like preoccupation is with the physical and the mental. So, one thing that like this, the way seeing reality this way, seeing my experience this way in these three layers helped me so much in my meditation practice because what I started to see meditation as is when I sit down and I close my eyes, what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to go subtler and subtler. I continue to see that the mind and the attention is focused on the physical and the mental, constantly just worried about this or that. But what I'm trying to do is I'm just the moment I see that I let it go. I let it go. I let it go. And I keep noticing that which is prior to it, subtler than it. So that is how we uncover truth. That is how we uncover reality. Whatever we are aware of, lose fixation over it, lose interest in it, and notice from where you are seeing that object. So, for example, any thought that arises in your experience while meditating, forget about what it says. Don't care about it. It's almost like you just let it go. And instead, you notice yourself already prior to it from where you see that thought. You lose fixation over the thought that you see, right, which is the mental layer of reality, and you notice the presence which is prior to it, already shining. And it's not like, so this is the main point that I want you to get because it makes the biggest difference. The presence that is prior to the thought is what you are. It's not separate from you. It's not yours as like a possession that you have. It is what you are. this is this may seem like a small statement, but actually you will find that this makes all the difference in your meditation practice because all this time you were seeking something apart from you or something other than you or something somewhere else. Now you start to notice yourself as that which you are seeking. Your real self is shining here and now as this presence. So our job in meditation is to again and again lose fixation over what I am aware of, right? Material objects, subtle objects, and continue to again and again just assume our position once again here as the presence, which is prior to whatever I know. So, this is what we're going to do in our guidance. It may sound a little daunting, but I promise you it is not. I promise you that with a little practice, this starts to become really obvious, really simple, and practical. So don't let it threaten you. Anytime a teaching appears to threaten you, actually rejoice in that because something deeper is coming into your experience that perhaps you may not understand yet. That is a good thing. Embrace those types of teachings. Allow them to take you deeper. Don't be afraid and don't resist and don't try to interpret them too much. Once again, intellectual understanding is not of utmost importance. Instead, you try to practice what is being said. So close your eyes. Notice the moment you close your eyes, a certain level of physicality has already gone. The physical world has disappeared in a way. You're still hearing sounds, but don't be so preoccupied with the sounds you are hearing. Instead, notice the presence from where you see those sounds, from where you know those sounds. Maybe there are some thoughts talking about the sounds or talking about what I'm saying, if it's right, if you like it or if you don't. Lose your fixation over those thoughts. Care not about what they say in this moment. Instead, take a step back into the presence from where you know those thoughts. Notice the presence which is prior to them. Anytime you find your attention dwelling in the physical or the mental, simply drop it and just be the awareness, the presence, which is prior to both the physical and the mental. Mind will keep coming up and saying a bunch of things. You are not the mind which is saying a bunch of things. Just lose fixation over it. Stop being so interested in what it says and notice the presence which you are prior to the arising of the mind, subtler than, already before the mind. You are seeing the mind from a place that is subtler than the mind. Forget about the mind. Become aware of yourself. Become aware of the fact that you are aware. Going deep in meditation means going inward, away from the physical, away from the mental, inward, 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 away from form, inward towards the formless. Lose preoccupation over the physical. Let go of caring about thoughts and notice, become aware of the presence which is prior to them. Become aware of the awareness which you are, from where you look outward into the mind and into the physical world. But for now, retract your seeing from the physical and the mental and just see the seeing, be the seeing. And when we become aware of awareness, when we are aware that of that presence, of my presence, don't try to do anything with it. Don't try to get somewhere with it. That is also the mind trying to get somewhere with it, and you are already prior to it. Let go of even the desire to get somewhere with it. Just keep returning to this utter stillness, motionless presence. Every time you find yourself thinking, just drop thinking, let go of thinking, for that is dwelling in the mental. Right now, we are trying to simply drop our preoccupation with the physical and the mental and just returning to awareness, awareness, awareness. Notice your presence, which is prior to the arising of thought. Become aware that you are seeing thought from a place which is subtler than thought. Notice how you are turning away from experience towards, inwards, towards yourself. Experience is not what you are. The physical and mental is not what you are. You are turning away from experience, from illusion, inwards towards yourself, towards your true identity. You are turning away from the body and the mind, the world and the body and the mind, inwards towards your true self that doesn't change, but is simply present. When you keep doing this, you'll become more and more still, more and more present. Your meditation will become so deep. And what that means is that you'll just be able to be. You'll just be able to be the presence without at all being fixated in objects of experience, mental or physical. You will be simply just being without focusing on this and that, restlessly pursuing change. You will feel a deep overflowing peace as you begin to practice this. You'll begin to experience a newfound clarity, a spiritual understanding developing out of nowhere. That understanding is far more valuable than intellectual understanding. It is not a mere intellectual understanding. It is like your lived experience, your conviction of your true position, your true self. And you begin to grow in that through this deepening of meditation. And what that is learning to turn away from both the physical and the mental inwards towards the formless. Only then do you begin to really understand that even the physical and the mental are both the formless in form. But keep going inward, keep going inward. Let go of focusing on the physical and the mental during meditation and just return to the formless, be the formless, become aware of awareness, present to presence. Don't let the words mystify this for you. I only say it in so many different ways to connect with different types of people, different pointers connect with different people. Maybe not all of these things that I say may connect with you, but that one thing that connected with you with out of whatever I said today, use that to go deeper. If you want help in maturing in this practice and going deeper into it, I have two resources for you. One is my free self inquiry support group. Over there, you will get a free course on meditation and you'll be able to ask questions and connect with our community. So, that is a wonderful resource. It's available to you for free. You can access it down below in the description. The second one is our our self inquiry school. It previously used to be called School of Awakening. Now it is called Self Inquiry School. Inside of it, there are 4 courses on self inquiry, surrender, emotional mastery, living the teachings on Bhagavad Gita. In the self inquiry school, we also do meetings, Q and A's, right? Live guided meditations, live online retreats. We also have a beautiful community group. So if that's something that you are interested in and this is something you want greater support with, check that out also. All right. But again, as I said, this is all about consistency. So make sure to keep these teachings around you, keep learning spiritually, keep practicing, keep being around like minded people who are practicing these things. If you can't do it in person, then do it online. That's why the self inquiry school is there. That's why the other free community that I have is also there. So there's no excuse for you. Take advantage of these resources. Practice, practice, practice. Make it the most important thing in your life. And your meditation practice will just continue to deepen. See that for yourself. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below sharing what you gained from it. And if you want me to make more videos like this. And also let me know if you're watching until the end. I'd love to know. All right. Have a good rest of your day. Okay. Practice starting today. Enjoy.